Good afternoon. Welcome to Channel 44. I'm Mercy Gashegu Sembatia together with Bill Clinton to bring you this afternoon's news in brief. We'll start with our local news segment with Bill.
Thank you so much, Mercy. My name is Bill Clinton Wahereza Kamuntu, and in today's afternoon news in brief, we shall begin with our own. This is how sensitive we are to the current affairs. We shall begin with our own pastors who are celebrating the Valentines. This is how much they teach us to seek well and love well. To continue, I think the producer will be bringing that. To continue, Speaker Among asks Yala to increase visibility. Speaker Anita Among has asked the East African Legislative Assembly legislators to engage in sensitization activities in order to increase the Assembly's visibility in the region. According to Among, IALA is a regional tool for unity and democratic governance. The object, she said, it refers directly to the common people, urging that its presence would still be visible and impactful. The Speaker was addressing IALA MPs who she hosted on Monday at her residence in Kampala, and the legislators are in Uganda for an induction. She adds, we don't want to see IALA pass laws that conflict with the member states' constitution because of our main objectives in to foster unity among the others. The 4-day training, which began on Tuesday at the Botanical Hotel in Entebbe, Municipality Wakiso District, is organized by the Office of the United Nations High Commission for Human Rights in partnership with the Uganda Human Rights Commission. According to Sandra Kanangwa, the Public Information Assistant, the training also aims at equipping the ISO, that is the Internal Security Organization officers, with general human rights knowledge, focusing on the liberty, public freedom, and freedom from torture. The trainees are also expected to be equipped with skills in the human standards applicable to the use of force in security and law enforcement operation. He adds the constitutional mandate of ISO is critical of national security, peace, law and order, and ultimately democracy in Uganda. Taking you to our last bulletin of the local news today, Serere by-election campaigns enter the second day. The 5 candidates nominated by the Electoral Commission last week were traveling villages, support breed of next week's polls. Emmanuel Amonding, an independent candidate, has promised to lobby for jobs for the youth and empower women by supporting their saving groups. And then FDC's party candidate, Emmanuel Elatu, is seeking the mandate so that he can advocate for a better education where learners shall be fed at school. That is our FDC party in Serere, FDC flag bearer in Serere, and our NRM Aliso Aloso of Ant is also standing for justice and rule of law, while NRM's candidate Philip Akwol is standing for a better service delivery. Over to you, Mercy Sembata.
In our international news update, hundreds of followers of the main Catholic Orthodox Church in Ethiopia have been arrested in recent days following tensions with the authorities, according to lawyers representing the religious institution. The head of the church's legal team, Ayaleo Bitani, said the number of those detained were more than 200. Most of the detainees were held in the capital Addis Ababa and districts near in the city, but some of them have been taken to an army camp more than 200 kilometers east of Addis. Among those arrested are youth organizers and a popular preacher. Some were brought in court in Addis Ababa, during which police say they were investigating them for possible terrorism-related crimes and attempts to dismantle the constitutional order. In Cameroon, health officials say they have detected 2 suspected cases of the Marburg virus close to the border with Equatorial Guinea, where there is an outbreak of the deadly hemorrhagic fever. Neither of the pair had traveled across the frontier. Officials are now trying to track down everyone they have been in contact with. The World Health Organization has sent more contact tracing teams to eastern Equatorial Guinea to try to contain the spread of the virus. 9 people are thought to have died from the disease in Equatorial Guinea, where there are further 16 suspected cases. Restrictions on movements had already been enforced in Cameroon's southern border area. Still in Africa, the United Nations says countries in the Sahel must do more to combat the trafficking of arms in the region. The UN says the majority of weapons have been diverted from national armed forces in other African countries, notably Libya, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. It blamed both corruption and low state presence for the inflow. An Islamist insurgency across Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Nigeria, and Chad has claimed tens of thousands of lives and displaced millions, but the United Nations said the jihadists were not primarily engaged in the trade and are unlikely to derive significant revenue from arms trafficking. Elsewhere, the first UN convoy has entered through a reopened border crossing into rebel-held northwestern Syria, devastated by last week's earthquake. The UN said 11 lorries crossed from Turkey at Bab al-Salameh yesterday. Many Syrians are angry over the lack of food aid for the war-torn nation, especially to rebel areas after last week's quakes in which more than 41,000 people are known to have died in Turkey and Syria. In the United States, a gunman who killed 3 people at the Michigan State University had a history of mental illness and used to lie about having a firearm, according to his father. He told the U.S. media his son hid a gun in his room after he was banned from carrying firearms in the wake of a 2019 weapon violation. After Monday's night rampage, the suspect was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Still in the United States, the White House has said there is no indication the 3 flying objects blasted out of the sky over the weekend by the U.S. military are linked to alleged Chinese spying. The objects may be tied to commercial or research entities and therefore benign, that's according to spokesman John Kirby. U.S. and Canadian officials have not yet located or recovered any wreckage from the 3 downed aircraft. Beijing earlier accused the U.S. of a trigger-happy overreaction. In New Zealand, officials say at least 4 people, including a child, have died in the devastation of Cyclone Gabrielle, which has caused significant flooding and landslides across the North Island. Today, officials confirmed a child's body was found in Hawke's Bay, one of the worst affected regions. Rescue helicopters there had rescued about 300 people stranded on rooftops. The cyclone has moved away from New Zealand, but about 10,500 people were still displaced by today. And finally, Tesla chief executive Elon Musk says he donated around $1.95 billion worth of shares in his electric car maker to charity last year. The donation of 11.6 million shares was described in a filing with U.S. regulators as a bona fide gift. The filing did not name the recipient or recipients of the donation. Also today, Mr. Musk said that towards the end of the year would be a good time to find someone to succeed him as the chief executive of Twitter. The documents lodged with the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission showed the donation was made between August and December last year. Well, that brings us to the end of this afternoon's news update. Thank you for watching Channel 44. I remind you that we are still helping the people of Karamoja. Join us once again by sending your seed to the numbers that will be available during the services. Alternatively, you can send your seed, you can bring your seed here at the Miracle Center Cathedral. Today is the midweek service, a great time to sow your seed, and you'll be tremendously blessed. I remain Masiga Shegu Sembate.
And here is a Bill Clinton Kamuntu for you today.
Pastor Jessica Kayanja is coming up next with the lunch hour program. Stay tuned.
Sudan, South Sudan, your time has come. It's unfathomable, incredible, unforgettable. Residents of Monuki, Referendum, Rock City, Gudelewan, Guri, Jebel, Dinka, Luri, Pastor Robert Kayanja of Miracle Center Cathedral, Kampala, Uganda, is storming Juba City. Yes, Juba City with a mega miracle crusade from the 1st to the 5th of March 2023, beginning at 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. daily at the Zane Grounds, Kudele. Bring the lame, the crippled, the blind, the sick, the demon-possessed. Bring everybody. God has a miracle with your name on it. See you there. God bless.
Karamoja has been crying, still cries, but also Karamoja has started smiling. Like it or not, life is changing in Karamoja. Because Jesus said, if you did to the least of these, my brethren, you've done it unto me. Don't take them beans in fortified meal. Mix it with every ingredient. Who told you people don't like good stuff? We are going to drive this hunger out of Karamoja. Continue feeding the people until the harvest is ready. Our tractors are plowing. From Karamoja cry to Karamoja smiling. Thank you so much.
To all the children of the world.
Are you searching for the best school curriculum that sets the standard for learning and development for children? It's right here in Gardeners Schools. We have Gardeners Preschool for the early years, where children learn in an enabling environment with an international mindedness. We are located in Muyenga Bukasa, Chidwa Zone, and at Gardeners Junior School, the Set Pesa in Wakiso Town, we have facilities like library, computer lab, and other educative clubs. We are located in Wakiso Town, next to Centenary Bank. For more information, please contact us on 0778 976693 or 0704 137712.
From the comfort of your home, you can send your love gift and offerings to the Robert Kayanja Ministries direct from your mobile money wallet, thanks to Stanbic FlexiPay. Simply dial *290*1#, select goods and services, and enter